All right, so we are starting our general meeting at 9:01, and there are 11 people in attendance. Amanda, Brianna, Sarah, Esther. Tamara's leaving, but we have it recorded for you, Tamara, so we'll be sure to share that with you. And thank you so much for joining us for the executive meeting. Karen's here, Michelle's here, Monica's here, Olivia, Robin, Sophia, and that is our attendance. So to get started, if the executive board could go ahead and introduce themselves and just kind of make sure that everybody's on the same page about where they are and what they're interested in, and that everybody can meet the new executive board.
Do you want me to start? Okay, hey guys, I'm Karen Collins, and I'm going to be the president for this upcoming year, and I'm really excited to work with everybody and to just get to know more people in the program. I am interested in public libraries, though I have a assistantship that's kind of like, I guess, in like working in, it's not an academic library, but it's working in like the academic system. And it's been kind of interesting, but I think I'm still interested in working in the public. An interesting fact about me is that I really want to get a hedgehog someday. It's like my goal. I follow some cute hedgehogs on social media, and I recommend Mr. Pokey. He's really cute.
Nice. Hey guys, I'm Olivia Patterson, and I'm going to be the vice president. I am interested in academic librarianship. I'm also interested in equity, diversity, and inclusion, EDI issues, critical librarianship and critical theory, basically social justice and instruction and pedagogy, things like that. Fun fact about me is that I have the cutest dog in the world. She is a long-haired miniature dachshund. She's blonde, and her name is Luna, and she's going to be 9 years old in a few months. And she's the cutest ever. You will see many photos of her in the future, I'm sure.
Okay, I guess I'll go next. My name's Brianna, and Tamara and I are going to be co-treasurers this year. My area of focus is cataloging and information organization. And fun fact, I studied abroad in London in undergrad.
Hi, this is Robin Knight. As I have had a kind of a varied background, I worked for 12 years in a public library, and I was the young adult coordinator. Did a lot of programming in those 12 years. And I did a lot of marketing and promotion, and have a very interesting, non-traditional educational background. I have 2 associate degrees that finally helped me get to UNCG grad degree. So all in all, it took over probably 12 years almost to do everything. So with that first degree, I'm very passionate about graphic design and promotion. And my experience last semester was at Duke, where I did an internship in assessment. And I'd really like to be able to incorporate some of the assessment in with the design and promotion of this year to see what people are interested in, and hopefully some sort of surveys and now that the environment's changing and everything, we kind of want to see what people are interested in and how we can best, serve everybody. So yeah, that's me.
Hello, everyone. This is Sarah Esther. I will be the secretary for next year. My focus is in special collections and archives, and particularly in instruction for K through 12 and college level. A fun fact about me is I started thinking about, my interest in archives was piqued when I visited the Salem College archives when I was a student there and found a diorama of China using tiny crickets doing little things in a Chinese market. It was very interesting.
Thank you for sharing that. And Tamara can't had to leave, but she couldn't sit for this meeting, but that's totally fine. She is the co-treasurer along with Bri. I think that this will make a really great opportunity to help LISSA be successful in doing a variety of things. And so we're really, really excited to have such a diverse board and one that is fully staffed so that there can be a lot of fun stuff that can happen. So in general, the board will take over at this point. The new executive board will take over. But to kind of help everybody get integrated, I was thinking that we have a student showcase in which people have submitted. We have about 4 participants. For the student showcase. And the posters are due today, but there's a little wiggle room. But what I'm thinking is if all of y'all want to hop on board with me and Michelle, what we can do is we can help to integrate. This can be kind of like your first activity. So Robin and Michelle, you might think about like, okay, let's collaborate to figure out a way to promote it. Karen can send out the email that kind of announces when that's done, and then we can make the page on the website. So using this program as a way to transition so that it feels like, oh, this is what I'll be doing on a regular basis for this group. You run into any questions, we can talk about it. You're like, hey, I don't feel comfortable doing emails, or I don't feel comfortable doing this or that. We can kind of talk about it, and that way it's not just like, hey, here's August, get in the pool and swim. And so because it did feel a lot like being pushed off a diving board in August, and then just hoping that we could figure out how it would work. So what I'll do is I'll send out an email with that information too, and we'll just get started. And we'll just take it a day at a time, because honestly, as long as we do it before the end of May, that's really the okay. So that is really all that I have. I don't have any updates for LISSA, except that we had our program back in March for how to stay resilient in the job market. We had no idea at the time that this would actually be relevant to what we are currently experiencing. We just thought it was a fun idea. But now there's a pandemic, and it does. That information is available on the career resources page on the LISSA site. And here. And here's that link for the LISSA website. And it's labeled under career resources. So that's all I got for you. Michelle, if you want to add anything, go for it. And then if anybody else wants to add anything, by all means.
The only thing I was going to say is these transition meetings are a little bit awkward. Hopefully yours will be more streamlined when you start back up with meetings in August. But what would normally happen at a meeting like that is each person would give a report for activities that they have been working on, since the previous month, and the progress for those and whatever assistance that they need. And also to distribute that information to the entire community that is logged on to listen. So what the communication manager would normally do at this point would be to give a report as far as what's going on in social media. One thing that you guys can expect is we will be sending out an email this week to announce the new board, and also we will send out an email about the this recording, so that everyone who wasn't able to listen in today will have access to the recording. And we also normally give a report as to what's going on in social media. So, for example, we have 496 Facebook followers, we have 373 Twitter followers, and we have 243 Instagram followers. And the way social media is successful is if everyone is a part of it. So Robin will be doing most of the work as far as communicating information to the students in the LIS program. But the more that you can amplify that by just liking or commenting or forwarding posts as you see fits in with your scheme of things, the more the information gets spread to more people. So I just encourage you all to do that. Sort of, you're a big team working together, and that goes for the students, not just the board, but for all the students. The more information we can spread, the more people know about what is going on. And different, there are a lot of great things that LISSA does to help connect students with future careers and current information about what's going on in the library world. So that's my little spiel. I'm not sure if there's anyone going after me or if Morgan's going to take over.
Hello, this is Sarah Esther. I do have some information about the last GSA meeting, if that's okay to share right now.
Go for it.
Okay. All right. It was the meeting was on April 14th, and it was held on Zoom. And there was a big turnout, about 50 plus participants. And Dr. Bell and Dr. Burke were there. And it was mainly answering a lot of questions that different graduate students had sent in. And there are a number of resources, and I'll make sure to share this PDF when I have internet again, that lists all the resources. As far as mental health, there are a lot of online workshops that the Counseling Center has for graduate students, and they're also working on creating a new entrance for graduate students if they would want to enter the Counseling Center and not be seen by undergraduate students. They're creating another entryway for us. As far as financial, for summer's funding, there should be a lot of reallocated funding, and they said to reach out to the Dean of Students if you needed any assistance as far as financial needs. There was also talk about the health insurance reimbursement. For master's students, you would get $400 back on your health insurance, and they said to check UNCG. As far as student and athletic fees, there's no refunds because those funds are being used for counseling services and other virtual services. If you have a parking pass, you can be reimbursed partially if you mail it in, and there should be some more information in the link on the PDF. As far as food and financial support services, they said to email the Dean of Students office, and they can be a point of contact to help you find the support that you need. There's also the Spartan Open Pantry that is open Tuesdays and Wednesdays from 5 to 9 p.m. There's also an emergency loan from financial aid, and the number and information is there if you believe that you would need any financial support as far as that. And for grading, there is a graduate school rescue grading option that if you believe that you did better in the class, but the letter grade doesn't reflect your performance, there's a way that you can petition for a grade change, or I think it's like or incomplete, depending on what it is that you need. As far as commencement, there is a conversation to have a physical graduation for the spring 2020 graduates. One of the options was to have graduation with the other December graduates, December 2020 graduates, or have a separate graduation. So there should be a survey that was sent out to all the graduating students to ask their input before they make any final decisions. As far as international students, if you have any concerns, there is a link to contact Maurice Fernandez, who's over the International Center. And if you know anyone who is an international student and might have questions about whether they need to stay or go, or what options are available for them, please send them this information. It will be in the document. And also, for any more student resources, make sure to check out the graduate student page. And there are a lot of resources available through the National Center for Faculty Development and Diversity. And the membership is free for all graduate students, faculty, and members of UNCG. So that's all that I have.
Yeah, that I agree, Michelle. That Sarah Esther has been keeping us up to date with GS activities. And GSA, some say have them on different nights, but they do tend to have them at night, which can be really challenging when we have classes that all take place at night, or in the evening most of the time. So it's really great that we had Sarah Esther there keeping us up to date. So I just want to say, like Michelle said, thank you, Sarah Esther, for all that you've done this year and helping us stay up to date. Is there anything? Yeah. Is there anything else anybody wants to add or say? I will say that I have added the contacts document to the folder of the LISSA documents. This is not an extensive list yet. I'm still adding names. But if you can think of any names that you have that you think would be great contacts, then by all means, feel free to add those names. And we'll just get you a whole list of people that you might reach out to or during that you might be interested in hosting. Anything else you guys can think of? We're so glad that you were able to join us, Amanda. We really, it's just been great to have first year rep kind of helping us get. I know that we couldn't have done to Without the first year reps being there and Sarah Esther helping us with GSA, I don't know how we would have figured it all out. It would have been a lot more stressful. Yes, and there's also great development people. So it would be maybe a good idea to start the documents so that if you're noticing something, if you're like, I can't find this thing, then we can say, oh, let's make a list on that, or let's figure out how to get the document to you or add that document in some way. But the main thing I want to emphasize is that you don't have to do it all at one time. That I don't mean in the long run, but if you have concerns, if you just want to know something from now until literally this very moment next year, 2021, you can always reach out. You can always, and get my phone number, then you can always call or text. Okay, so it has been great meeting everybody, and we hope. Oh, do we get a list up? Oops, everything's happening so fast. Do we get a? No, we don't. So what I'll do is I will give you yes. There's a good list there. There's lots of people that you can kind of reach out to. So we do not get a gavel, but you can clap your hands, and then that will work just as well, I believe. And then, Sophia, I will give you my email address so that you can, if you have questions at all, you can always email. Okay? And that's the one I'll check for now. And then as we update, I'll be sure to update folks in the future. Anything else you can think of? Meeting adjourned.
Bye, everyone. Thank you, Morgan. Thank you, Michelle, and everyone.